I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Rome Pre-Owned Sales, located at 949 Floyd Avenue in Rome. If you're in the market for a quality pre-owned vehicle and great customer service, make sure you check them out. A special thank you to General Manager Anthony Mariani for his support of the Rockpile Sports Network and local sports here in the Mohawk Valley. Your sponsorship truly helps us continue to highlight our athletes, coaches, and teams. If you or your business are interested in sponsoring the Rockpile Sports Network, feel free to reach out to me directly at coachkorg23@gmail.com. Let's welcome everyone to the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch here on Sunday morning. What's up, Mohawk Valley? Welcome back to another episode of the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch right here on the Rockpile Sports Network, where we highlight athletes, coaches, stories that make up our local sports scene special. I'm your host, as always, Coach Little C. Got a great show for you lined up for you today. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll be joined by Oriskany boys head basketball coach Marc Smith, as he's got Oriskany on an impressive 16-2 run this season through the regular season. We'll talk to Coach about what's fueling their success, the leadership of senior Ed Wright, and how this team is preparing for the stretch run. Then later in the show at the bottom of the hour, we'll be joined by RFA standout athlete Sophia Iglesias-Tosti, fresh off leading RFA Bowling to a 14-0 season, a Section 3 title. She'll share her journey in the sport and what this championship season has meant for her. She'll take her talents to Hobart and William and Smith College. So whether you're watching us live or checking us out here on the playback, sit back, relax, enjoy another great hour of the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. So without further ado, let's bring Coach on with us now. Coach, how are you?
Good. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm getting ready for Championship Sunday today. Girls 5th and 6th grade basketball championship today at RFA. I got to pull a stunner off. I'm playing a good Canastota team that's only lost one game. So hopefully my girls got a good night's sleep.
Yeah. That's always fun at that age. It's always fun.
Rome does a really good job. There's some out-of-town teams that have been in this league. It's the old Valentine League that used to happen here a long time ago. They brought it back this year, and I want to say there's quite a few teams, and it's nice to see the girls playing, and even better when you see the varsity girls come down and support the program. So it's been a special season for sure. And Coach, you've had a special season as well, 16-2 through the regular season. What's been the biggest key for your team this year?
We have a lot of athletes. Obviously, most of these kids have played on the state championship baseball team. The thing that this year is I got the kids to buy in early. We were doing open gym in the spring and the summer. It was the first time I think Oriskany's ever participated in the summer league at Borzas. We were having almost every game. We were bringing sometimes 14 kids to that, which was, for a smaller school, that's unbelievable. The kids just started buying in early. They started getting used to winning. They have a very successful soccer program, baseball program, and now basketball. And the kids just want to win. They just want to win, and they work hard. A lot of it starts from the senior leadership. Eddie Wright works as hard as anybody I've seen. Challenge anybody to see somebody that works as hard as that kid. We'll have practice at 4:00. He'll get out of school at 2:30. He'll go to Accelerate and work out, go in the cage for baseball, then come to basketball practice, and then sometimes he goes back there and works out. He just works out all the time, almost to the point where I tell him, hey, you got to slow down a little bit.
And Coach, you guys, I think it was the opening game of the season, close loss to Adirondack. Then your team rallied off six wins in a row. And then right after New Year's, you guys lost, I think it was to Morris High School, in a really good game. And then you guys rallied off another 9 wins straight. What did those 2 losses teach your team?
I knew we were going to have a decent team, so I tried to play up. Like, I scheduled Adirondack, which is a Class B school. And I knew they had Ryan McGrath, who's just a phenomenal basketball player. So those losses kind of put it in perspective that we have to keep working. We were lucky to play Morris in that Christmas tournament. They are the defending Section 4 champions, and they had everybody back. And it was a great challenge for us. We were down, I think, 3 or 4 kids that were sick for that game. I would love to get them again, being healthy. But those losses, it's kind of make you work harder. that it's not easy.
Yeah, and coach, that Center State Conference this year, just top to bottom, as I look through it and I followed it all season. I followed your team all season. Mount Markham, 18 wins, Dodgeville, 14 wins, Frankfort, 16 wins, Cooperstown, 18 wins, Hamilton, 12 wins, you guys, 16 wins. There's a lot of good team in that Center State.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Cooperstown is unbelievable. I mean, I think they beat Proctor twice. They played in that summer league and they won the whole thing. They beat, RFA, Whitesboro. They were beating the bigger schools. They are really, really good. They would compete at any level. They're very good. Mount Markham, another team, very, very good. Dodgeville, we played them. We beat them. I think about when they came to our place, they were undefeated at that time. We gave them their first loss. They shoot very well, and they're very well coached.
And coach, your roster, talk to us about this team. I think you got 5 seniors and the rest you got a really big junior class, so you'll have some kids coming back next year too, but a lot of experience back on this team.
Yeah, I think we returned 4 starters from last year. Ed Wright, Dean Koenig, Tyler Tamburino, Danny Kozlowski, and most of them are juniors as well. So we should be pretty strong next year as well. And that junior class, there's just a lot of athletes in that class. A lot of them are coming in. Aiden Pesnick, he's come up from JV. He's coming on as of late. He's a great rebounder, scorer. Dean Koenig, he's a junior. That kid's just a phenomenal athlete. He can jump out of the gym. He's also a great baseball player. He's the kid that he doesn't pick up a basketball until basketball season starts because he's so into baseball. But once he starts, as the season goes along, he gets better and better.
And coach, you talked a little bit about your senior, Ed Wright, who does just about everything for you guys. And you talked about some of the things he does, off the court, on the court. What's he bring to this team from a leadership perspective?
He just his work ethic. The kids see how hard he works. Like he brings it every practice. He is so intense, and that kind of rubs off on some kids. He's just if everybody could work as hard as he could, it makes everybody better. When I say he works hard, like again, he just every practice he's going 110%. He never takes a practice off. Almost like sometimes I don't like the scrimmage because when he's going so hard, everybody else is going so hard this late in the season. Yeah, he's just a great. Not only is he a great athlete, he's a great competitor. He hates to lose in anything. Against Hamilton, I said not too many kids would have did what he did. There was 7 seconds left. And Hamilton shot, and he chased down the rebound, and it was just 100% effort. It was like, who wanted the ball the most? He got to the ball, and he didn't even think twice. He just took it and went the length of the court. Most kids would have, called timeout, passed, or whatever. Eddie was just like, I'm winning this game. I want the ball. I want to win more than anybody on this court. That's just the type of person he is.
Well, coach, you had a pretty good score last year. I think that Nick Hayes had graduated another 1,000-point scorer. And as I've been following you guys this year, I saw that I think Eddie had 4 30-point games. And I think he had 39 against Morris for you guys. And he's just gotten better every year since he's played there.
Yeah, he losing Nick Hayes. Nick Hayes was not only a great player, he was a great person off the court, and all the kids really looked up to Nick Hayes. But yeah, Eddie's kind of picked up the slack, but there's been other seniors that have really stepped up. In the Hamilton game, we had 2 players. Dawson Foss, he's another senior. He came in, and he made a key basket to tie it because we had a player go down, Danny Kozlowski, one of our second leading scorer. He went down in the first quarter in that game with an ankle injury and didn't play. So Dawson came in and played great minutes. Another kid came off the bench, Tate and Kimball, and we won a boxing 1 on their best player, Langle, and Tate shut him down. So we've had a lot of players come in and step up at different times.
And coach, speaking of that, so what's been one area this year where you've seen your team grow the most since the start of the season? And as all coach would say, you have your peaks, your valleys, your highs and lows, and there's been some good moments, some tough moments, some learning experiences for every team. What's been the area for you guys that you've been impressed with the most that you guys have improved on?
Defense. The kids have really bought in that our defense creates offense. This generation of kids love, if you go to the gym and just watch them shoot, they're shooting 3-pointers. They're just sitting on the outside. The 10-footer is something that this generation they don't shoot it anymore. They all just want to shoot threes. But this team has really bought into our defense, that our defense is creating our offense. We get a lot of points off layups, and most of them are off steals off our press. I kind of have watched RFA play over the last couple of years and just love their system. call it chaos, how they press. We almost 5 kids in, 5 kids out. We've done that a couple games, like kind of like hockey, where we're just all right, next line in. It's really worked for us, and they've gotten better at it this year.
So, Coach, now that you guys turn the page and you head into sectional play here, and it's a new season, everybody's 0-0, right? When you head into sectionals, what's this team got to do to make a run?
We just got to continue working hard in practice. We know, I keep reminding the kids that you always win a game, you shouldn't win, and lose a game, you shouldn't lose. And it could happen anytime. If we don't bring it to every game, that we could end up losing early in the sectionals. We just have to bring it. If they keep working hard, doing their thing, playing defense, we should be fine. I always remind them, I have them point up in the gym, there's a 2016 banner of the state champions. And I said, if you guys want to be them, they worked hard. You guys got to continue to work hard.
That was a good group. That was a special group there.
And that was the only team that won the Section 3 in Oriskany. So I also keep reminding the kids, it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do to win a Section 3 championship.
Coach, so last year you guys win 17 games. I think you guys go 11-1 in the conference, and I think you guys ended up losing to Waterville in a really good Waterville team in the sectionals. This year you're right back to where you were last year. What's the difference really between last season and this season for you guys?
I think somewhat experience. Even though we had Nick Hayes and Eddie that led us last year, a lot of the kids hadn't played varsity before, and it was just this year, a lot of the kids, like Danny Kozlowski, I had to beg him to play varsity last year. I had to beg him. He wanted to, originally stayed on in JV because he was afraid he wouldn't play. And he had said to me a couple times this year, I'm glad I came up, because he ended up being a starter by the end of the year last year. And he's like, just the experience between varsity and JV, it's night and day. So I think this year it's more guys have gotten playing time at the varsity level and they know what to expect.
So, Coach, I think I told you before we popped on here live. So my little girls, we like to run. We're aggressive. We kind of play a little bit of your style. We like to steal the ball, make layups, go the other end. We're playing a really tall Canastota team today. How do I get some buckets against a tall team?
Press. Don't let them set up the half court offense. If you can get them to not set up in half court and get it to the big girls, you should be fine. Just hustle and press.
That's what we're going to try to do. That's what's got us this far.
Get it and go.
Well, that's what's got us this far, Coach. Listen, your team's been fun to watch. I can't wait to watch you guys through the sectionals. Best of luck till you make a deep run. We'll get you on again.
All right. Thank you.
You got it, Coach. Good luck to you.
All right, you too. Bye.
Thank you. So that was Oriskany head boys basketball coach Marc Smith. He's done a great job there. The last couple of years, this team's playing good at the right time, and I'm excited to see where they'll finish. And as I said with him, that Center State Conference is really good basketball. As I was going through and I was going through some of the teams and all that, and I'm looking through it and I see Mount Markham 18 wins, Dutchville 14 wins, Frankfort 16 wins, Cooperstown 18 wins, Hamilton 12 wins, and Hamilton's been in games. And then you have Oriskany that's won 16 games. So that Center State Conference, that Section 3 playoff in that conference is going to be something special to watch. So congratulations to Coach. In just a little bit, we'll bring Sophia on here in just a little bit. I do want to run through some scores and give some teams a shout out. I want to give New Hartford girls volleyball, Coach Gardner's team. They beat Rome Free Academy yesterday, 3-0. They win the Class A Section 3 championship. They finish a perfect 20-0, and Rome Free Academy finishes 19. We'll stay on the girls' side. Section 3 Class D championships. Tully beats O&D Young 3-1. Tully finishes 18-3. Young a good season as well. They finish 16-2. Over to the Class C championship, Mount Markham. They beat Beaver River 3-1. Mount Markham caps off a 22 season. Congratulations to Mount Markham. Beaver River finishes 13-1. In the Class B championship, Holland Patton beats South Jefferson 3-1. Holland Patton finishes the season at 15, and South Jefferson finishes at 7-7. On the boys' side in basketball, there were some games yesterday. These are your last regular season games before the Section 3 pairings come out, I believe, next week. Adirondack beat Town of Webb 67-37. McGraw beat APW 68-41. Phoenix over at Jordan Elbridge 95-56. Tully beat West Canada Valley 60-42. Clinton beat Oneida 59-57. Fulton beat Auburn 76-62. And Bishop Ludden, they moved to 15-5. They beat McQuaid 73-33. On the girls' side, just a handful of games on the girls' side. Central Square beat Oswego 43-39. General Brown beat Carthage 30-20. Mexico beat Phoenix 38-34. Thousand Islands beats Beaver River 36-29. Lafargeville beats Sackett's Harbor 41-23. And capping off the games yesterday, two really good teams, a 15-3 Fulton team against a 15-4 Jamesville DeWitt team. JD beat them 46-32. So next week, I believe we will have the brackets will be out. They might even be out today. I don't know if the Section 3 meeting is today. We'll release the brackets. I'll get the brackets out next week. So it should be fun. We'll see where some of the local teams shape up. I know the Notre Dame Lady Jugglers will be following them. Our own team here, Rome Free Academy girls and boys, set up for a deep run. So I'm excited for some high school basketball. Before you know it, we have pitchers and catchers reported in Major League Baseball this week. Hopefully spring is around the air. I think we got a heat wave out there today. I think it's going to be 30 degrees, so we'll have a little bit of a heat wave. And as I was talking to Coach Smith today, my little girls, my 5th and 6th grade girls, we will play for the Valentine League Championship today, 5th and 6th grade girls. We beat the number 2 seed yesterday, VVS. We will play the top seed, Canastota, today, that has one loss, and that was to us early in the year. The girls get an opportunity to play at the big gym over at RFA, so I'm excited for the girls to get a chance to play at the varsity gym. In the Valentine League, I just want to say, great job to Rich Boning and Brandon McCaskill in that group. The Valentine League was a success in my eyes. We had great crowds for the games. We had some great teams. It was great competition. In year one being back, I think they did a great job, and I look forward to another year next year for that league to get even bigger. And it was great to have the out-of-town teams as well. It made the competition, I think, that much better when you bring teams in from out of town. And I think the girls, we had three Rome teams, I believe, for the 5th and 6th grade group. And I think we had 2 or 3 in the 3rd and 4th grade group. And the one difference I've been telling my girls, even at this age, is a lot of these other teams that come here and play, they're all-star teams. We have 3 teams in Rome at the 5th and 6th grade age group. If we were to combine those 5th and 6th grade girls into one team, obviously the teams would be better. But I think it's been great for Rome and of how they split up teams and the competition. Again, I can't say enough about the Valentine League this year. So congratulations to those guys. And we'll see if we can have Rich and maybe Brandon on here next week as the league finishes up today. So best of luck to all the teams playing the 3rd and 4th grade championship game today. And then, of course, congratulations to my team in Canastota for making it there. So I think we have Sophia on a little bit early. So I'm going to see if we can bring her on early. Let's see if I can pull her on screen. Sophia, there you are. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you jumping on with me here on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch here this morning. Thanks for getting up with me. Appreciate you. How are you this morning?
I am actually very well this morning. I have a little bit of nerves going into a tournament today, but other than that, I'm doing great.
So, Sophia, I want to start with the bowling piece first, and then I got some softball questions for you here as we go. And, I talked some bowling last year, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't talked a lot about it this year. And every time I look and I go back and I say that bowling in Rome since 2017, and I know you probably know this number, bowling in Rome is 119-2. So I think a lot of people that don't follow the sport here in Rome are probably surprised and say, wow. So you guys finished 14-0, Section 3 champs, Tri-Valley champs. In that time frame, you guys have had 5 Section 3 titles, 3 trips to the state tournament, first team all-star. You advanced to the Section 3 shootout here, I think, in a couple weeks in Syracuse. How special has this career been for you from just a bowling side first here in Rome?
This career has been more than words can describe to me because I grew up in a bowling alley. This sport has been my life. I mean, as well as softball, but this sport is where my passion lies. Being able to represent RFA in a bowling alley, which is a place I love, it puts me over the moon.
And Sophia, first too, I want to make sure I congratulate you guys on a great season and winning another Section 3 title. What does that accomplishment mean to you? And I know, You know, a lot of athletes don't talk about the individual accomplishments. You want to talk about the team accomplishments, but I want to kind of go both for you. What's the accomplishments mean for you this year?
Individually, I mean, I love all the girls I play against. I mean, technically, you're not playing against them, you're competing against them, but I've known them from other tournaments outside of school, outside of my league. There's tournaments called YBTs. I've met so many great people through that. And being able to compete against them in there is great. The achievement of having the individual title is just that little extra shenanigans.
So take us back, if you can. Where did the love for bowling come from? And how did this journey start for you in your career?
Well, so my dad worked in a bowling alley when I was a baby. He was a bartender. I didn't pick up a bowling ball until I was 3 years old, and they all say I came out of the womb with a backswing. So I grew up around the sport. I was always in a bowling alley. I've always watched it on TV. I always wanted to be like the pros. I wanted to. Back then, I was watching the ball hook from 40 to 1 back to 20, and now it's learning how to play the lane front to back and back to front, learning how everything coordinates with everything.
So I know softball is a team sport, and bowling you have the team sport as well, and it's individual too. It's your matches, right? How does softball and the competition there? Because you're a great softball player too, and we'll get into that here shortly too. But how does softball and competing there help you with your bowling career?
I would say is a big part of it. I'll actually go into a band with this one, not again, better mindset. You don't want to do the same thing again. You want to do it
Yep.
even better than you did. Softball is the mindset, the pressure, because as a pitcher, you're the one controlling the game. Once that ball is gone, you don't have control. But when you have it in your hand, that's when you have the control of that. And that's relates to bowling in that aspect.
In softball, you girls coming off a Section 3 title last year, and you return a lot of those key pieces this year. And it's going to be nice to follow you guys this year because I think everybody's going to be coming for you guys since you won it last year. How much of that pressure going into softball do you guys feel?
I honestly don't really know. I know I feel a, not a lot, but enough to where I'm anxious because you don't want to let people down. You don't want to, but you also don't want to be so cocky and overwhelming that everyone's like, ooh, we don't like you. And I don't think we have that. I don't think that's what our team is like. That's just one thing I'm worried about personally.
And Sophia, you signed just recently to continue your bowling career at Hobart and William and Smith College, which, by the way, great school. What went into that decision? What stood out to you? What'd you like most about that school?
So I went up for my visit. I forget when it was. It was maybe October, November timeframe. And I toured the campus. Met pretty much all the girls from the bowling team. One of my teammates who graduated when I was in 8th grade is on their bowling team. I absolutely love her. I love her family. And she was like, hey, come out for a visit. And so I did. And I met Heather Sterner and Jason Sterner, who are pro bowlers on the tour. And they were like, we love you. What will it? That's basically what will it take. Unfortunately, they can't offer me anything athletically, but they can academically. And I fell in love with the campus. I fell in love with the girls. I fell in love with their coaching. And that day when was on my visit, I canceled every other application to my colleges and finished filling out that application.
Yeah, and that's always important when picking your school is the campus, the coaches, the team, and there's always something that stands out that draws you to that school. And I always say when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. What excites you the most about taking your bowling career to the college level?
Being able to compete in a different atmosphere because like a tournament setting is a different atmosphere, but college it just amps up. And then when you go on the tours, it amps up even more. And hopefully being able to create that happy medium to where I know where I'm comfortable and I can feel confident competing.
So I like to ask a lot of the young athletes this question, you know, being a senior and you've had a great high school career in all your sports. You've been a great role model for a lot of people. You've done it the right way and you've done it with class. What advice would you give some of the younger athletes that might be thinking about whether it's bowling, softball, or any sport? Like my daughter's a fourth grader, a young athlete, plays softball, plays some other sports. So what advice would you give the young girls that look up to you?
Never give up. And you have to have your heart in it. I don't know if you know this, but I'm also a swimmer.
Yep.
I swam the long distance, the 500. One of my first ever time swimming it, I could not breathe. I could not swim. So I stopped. I got dragged out of the water. And from that moment, and from that day on, I'm like, I'm not giving up. If I can't breathe, I'm gonna slow down and take my time. But I'm not gonna give up.
Yeah, that's very good advice, because I think a lot of the young kids, even on the boys' side, they get discouraged early at a young age, and they want to quit something versus putting in the time and the hard work to overcome some of those challenges. So that's really good advice. The last thing I have for you is, what is representing, not only just RFA, but this community in general, all these years throughout your career. What's that mean to you?
It's that even if you think something is stupid, it could like bring forth something great. Like to me, it means that I have support in the community. The community is willing to be there for me. I know school, I walk down the hall, all the teachers are like, hey, good job, or congrats on this, congrats on that. And that just gives you that, I mean, I don't want to say ego boost, but it helps you get that confidence back if you lost it.
Listen, you've been fun to watch. I can't wait to continue to watch your softball career and your team this year as you guys chase another Section 3 title. Like I said, you've done it the right way. You've done it with class. You're a great role model for the young kids in this community. And tell mom and dad I said hi, and thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
So that was RFA standout athlete Sophia Iglesias-Tosti. And I always like to ask that question because I think we have so many great athletes in Rome and even around the area that I don't think get enough recognition. As I told her, and I meant this when I said this, I haven't really covered a lot of bowling because I really don't know the ins and outs. But I wanted to give her the opportunity because, again, I think she's done it with class the right way, and it was great to hear. When I looked at those numbers, I'm like, since 2017, bowling's like 117 in 2, which I thought was absolutely crazy. So congratulations to her. Again, I want to make sure I thank Coach Marc Smith for tuning in here to the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. I'll let you know when the next Mohawk Valley Sports Watch, hopefully we'll air it again next Sunday. But that's going to wrap things up for this week's episode of the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch right here on the Rockpile Sports Network. Huge thanks again to Oriskany boys basketball coach Marc Smith for stopping by, giving us a look inside Oriskany's impressive season, and as I just finished up, the RFA standout athlete Sophia Iglesias-Tosti for sharing her thoughts on a championship run, her journey in bowling, and what's ahead as she heads to the next level at Hobart and William and Smith College. Thank you to everyone who tuned in live with us and everyone catching us on the replay. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, follow, and share the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch so we can keep shining a light on the great athletes, coaches, and programs right here in the community. You can catch this episode and all past episodes on Facebook and YouTube and listen back on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Coach Seek. Appreciate you spending time with me. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time on the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. Have a good day, everybody.